Hi everyone, welcome to Solar Integrations. If you've ever thought it would be good if your inverter could tell you when it's going on-grid or off-grid via WhatsApp, or if somebody's got a big load on your inverter and it's not generating enough power from solar and it's pulling a lot of power out of the battery, then you're going to find today's video interesting. I'm going to be setting up a service called the CallMeBot, which uses WhatsApp, and it'll send me a message when I'm going on grid or off grid, and also it'll let me know when my battery's being run flat. I hope you find the video interesting. If you're new to the channel and you do find this type of content interesting, then please like and subscribe. It does help my channel, and I will see you guys after the break. So the first thing we're going to need to do is add CallBot to our contacts on our phone. I'll include a link to the phone number that you're going to want to be adding. The number is +34 644 263377. Okay, and we're going to save that as CallBot. Okay, what we're going to do now is go into WhatsApp, go to our contacts and refresh our contacts. Okay, once the contacts are refreshed, we should be able to go to CallBot and there's our CallBot, and send it a message. I allow CallMeBot to send me messages. Okay, and then send that to CallBot, and CallBot will send you back. There we go. There's our API key over there, and we're going to use that for our automation. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to need to edit my configuration.yaml file just to add the information on it so that it can speak to the WhatsApp bot and request the WhatsApp bot to send messages. What we're going to need, I'll include all this code in the show notes. We're going to need to put our phone number in over here. So it'll be the country code and that, and then from the message that we received from the CallBot, you'll get the API key. So that'll be on there's the CallBot. Okay, so it'll be the number from the CallBot, and we put that in as the API key like that. Everything else should stay the same. We save that. Just go to settings, developer tools, check the configuration, make sure that it will restart, and then restart your Home Assistant. Okay, so the first automation I'm going to do is just an automation which will send you a message when the grid disconnects on WhatsApp, and then we'll send you a message when it reconnects again. We're just going to go automations, create an automation, create a new automation, and we're just going to add the YAML code this is this binary sensor grid status. So you need to check, depends on which integration you're using, what this value is going to be. It'll be either an on or an off value, and if you're using the SolarMan integration or the Keller ZA integration or the SunSync integration, this value may be different. If you're using the ESP32 with integration from SlipX06, then these are his standard sensor names. So you may need to change that. We're just going to save that, and that's what we're going to call it. Okay, so if we go automations, grid status monitoring, that's what it looks like in the GUI. The trigger is when grid connector status changes, and then the actions are if it is on, if it is off, then send us a message on WhatsApp, and if it is on, then send us a message on WhatsApp. So what we're going to do is we'll just trigger it, grid status monitoring. So we want to trigger that. If we go over here and we go run, we should see a message come through on WhatsApp. There it is, grid connected. Okay. If I now go and disconnect the grid, then we will see that it disconnects, that it'll come up with a disconnected message. Okay, the last integration I want to do is an integration which is going to look through a number of these sensors. We're going to look at the grid connected status. So we need to take note of this entity ID over here. We are going to look at what the load is on the grid. So how much power the inverter is using. So it's going to look first of all to see if we're connected to the grid. If that is off, then have a look at the load power. If the load power is over 4 kilowatts, so we want to take note of, we can use either of these sensors, they're both the same. So sensor.load_power, and then the last thing we want to do is just check the battery output power, because I don't want to get a message if we've actually got power going into the battery or just coming out of the battery. So this is saying right now that we are pulling, there's 169 watts of power going into the battery. If that's a positive number, then it means there's power coming out. So I want to use that sensor as well. And what I wanted to do is if that sensor is more than, if there's more than 1,000 watts coming out of the battery, and my load is more than 4 kilowatts, and it does that for more than 5 minutes or more than 3 minutes, then send me a message. And we're going to go settings, automations, create an automation, create a new automation, and I'm just going to add that YAML code in again. I'll include this in the show notes. So there's our binary sensor grid status connect. It's got to wait for that to switch off. Then it's got to have a look at that sensor load power _176. If that's more than 1,000, we said we wanted it more than 4 kilowatts. Okay. So I haven't worked out how to try this out yet. I'm just going to save it and try and set this up. I might change these settings a bit so that I can lower them, so I can check if I'm going to get these messages when I'm off grid. You can obviously customize these and put your own sensor values in over here and play around with these things. The nice thing is that if you go through to the visual editor with this, let me actually just save this first. Let's call it that. So if you go through to the visual editor, then you can see what it looks like in the visual editor, and that also will make it easier to work out these things later on. Let me know what you guys think. I look forward to your feedback. I'm going to be out of touch for a few days. I'm going to watch the rugby at Twickenham. So I'm not going to be putting out videos for a little while, but I appreciate your comments and your support. If you're not subscribed, please remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys again when I'm back.